Hello and welcome back to the channel for another video. This video doesn't have a camera, but I will be going through a magazine article and you'll see that, so there will be stuff on the screen. The title probably gives some of it away, but I am going to read the entire article. Now this is Upset's Best of 2020 and they did a thing on Poppy. It says, before 2020 took its toll, highlighting the darkest spots in mindsets of modern societies and their governments, there was someone stockpiling anger, all to let it out in a fire-fueled metal pop hybrid. Welcome to the evolved Poppy, the rebel, the avenger, and the mastermind behind one of the fiercest albums of the year. I disagree. There's no rest for the wicked, and if you're gonna play games with the oppressor, play Destroy. A clever reference to one of my songs. My album came out at the beginning of the year, so it seemed to be an album that one can say predicted the future. Poppy shares as if the world was subjected to a grander than life plan, as the parts of the puzzle were coming together one by one. Perhaps they are. It's Poppy after all. An heiress of a creepy Met Kiwi viral YouTube past. Jesus, this is all tongue twisters to me. A bubblegum pop cyborg princess from the internet. Though she would rather stay on the surface and explain and dig in her heritage, the Poppy spectacle has always been a complex one. In a true Bowie-esque fashion. It's an artist's job to continue to reinvent themselves with every release and every album, she reasons. Well, I just want to say that she'd rather stay on the surface than explain and dig in her heritage. I mean, you really think that she's going to talk about Tante Sinclair? I mean, I guess that's one way to make your magazine title pretty whatever, because she would be upset. Anyway, on with the article. Now that I Disagree era's Poppy is almost 1 year old, it's crazy to think it hasn't even been a year since it came out. It's time to evaluate the progress and prepare for an update. I feel that with the release of the album, it's been a lot more growth than just people that like my music and put up with me, and that's exciting. I can only hope that your music as an artist reaches more and more people every time you're releasing an album. I feel like I did that with I Disagree. Poppy's joining the dark side was long awaited by fans, as the last album's closing track X and EP Choke, a final release on Mad Decent, foreshadowed her revamped Britney Falls for Manson kind of persona. I suppose when thinking about the reaction, there was nothing too negative about their fans' response. But you know, sometimes you feel like you need to do what you need to do. Even if they would have reacted poorly to it, I still would have done it anyway. And that's true, I mean, Poppy's always kind of done her own thing. For Poppy, it's not a matter of popularity, but a personal vendetta against everyone in the music industry and beyond who'd done her wrong. In the video to I Disagree, she literally sets on fire an all-white male board of executives. Revenge might have tasted sweet, but the world has not stopped from going bad. Had her anger really shaken the system then? I don't know. One can hope, but I think there's a lot more burning down and arson that needs to happen before we start rebuilding the world. She speaks like a true revolutionary, aware of the rotten reality we live in. Poppy blowed up her bubble a while ago and is ready to scream her mind once again. I don't know what this article is. Is it trying too hard or something? Just feels strange. Not the biggest fan of it. I guess we continue on anyway. There are still a lot of things that I disagree with, and there probably will be for the rest of my life. At this current moment, what needs to be burnt down? There are more corporations that can probably suffer and we can do without them. And we still live happy lives. Sorry. Just in case it can't be done and the end really is nigh, the apocalypse, according to Poppy, doesn't sound that bad either. It's rather comforting. I want it to be very warm with lots of fire and hopefully it will be quick, she shares. As a specialist in burning things down and taking fate in one's own hands, She went on espionage to hell and back, all to tell the story of regaining freedom and identity as a hero in her new graphic novel, Poppy's Inferno. It's the second book in the series of my graphic novels because last year I released Genesis 1, which was also a graphic novel. I still think the article's just trying a bit too hard. It's trying to be really technical with its words and whatnot. Poppy's Inferno is thematically similar to I Disagree album. Poppy burns things down in the book as well. She has a sidekick named Pie the Cat. She elaborates and talks about the soundtrack for it. Music to Scream To is a companion album that goes along with Poppy's Inferno, and it's an experimental noise album. It's the first one to be written, composed, and produced by Poppy only. There's even an abstract piece of art of Pie on the cover. And yes, he's her real-life pet cat. If you know anything about Poppy, then you know Pie exists. So I don't know if this is for Poppy fans or for people who don't know about Poppy. Despite the quite drastic change of aesthetics over only 2 years, Poppy has never really lived just on bubblegum and sugar pop. Her siblings made sure she'd get music education in all flavours, not missing out on heavier stuff. I was exposed to it early on. I had more of a dance pop upbringing to some degree. I was a trained dancer for a couple of years when I was younger, so I've listened to a lot of music that was like that as well. So I was exposed to both types. She explains and shares some of her ensemble of eclectic influences: 9 Inch Nails, Bjork, PG Harvey, Britney Spears and Madonna. Not limiting herself to any music style, Poppy laughs at the idea of boxing her into something as simplistic as genres. She has evolved past that. The jokes are on music journalists. I don't think my music is new metal, she says and elaborates. It's easier for people to put a label on something than try to understand it off the bat, and they're not okay with being uncomfortable and not knowing what something is. It's a human thing to try and identify what something is immediately, because people are frustrated when they can't understand it fully. She feeds her unstoppable hunger for the new by trying to create something non-understandable, a personification of something beyond imagination and beyond all that was created so far. It sets her far apart from the masses and allows constant reinvention. That's why she struggles to find the same devotion in her contemporary sound. Everything currently on the alternative charts, and I mean everything, is not alternative music. Not really alternative to anything. Not rebelling against anything. And it's really boring. You need to look for alternative music in the underground, which there is and is very present. I think that what is being called alternative on the billboards is not alternative by any stretch of the imagination. So, if I can make music that is labelled as another term that is not billboard alternative, that'd be cool. But then again, I don't agree with many labels that get thrown onto things. I don't think we don't even need to use genres. I'm okay with that. Wait, I don't think we don't even need to use genres. Not sure that makes much sense. I think some of the English in this article may not be the best, but no, I haven't spoken it clearly and I've made mistakes, so I'm not one to talk really, but yeah. The novelty that conditional charts lack, Poppy found in the experimental Japanese scene, and artists like Cornelius or OOIOO. Is that how you pronounce it? There's a band that I'm a big fan of called Midori, also from Japan, and it's like Japanese hardcore and jazz, she says proudly of her recent discovery. Discovery will be a key word when trying to grasp the essence of who Poppy is, will be, or was yesterday before she shed her skin today again. It's really not that deep. Anyway. No matter if it's the robotic girl starring in ASMR-like videos, pop idol or dark diva, there's always another layer to her. Another limit to exceed. Any boundaries I wouldn't cross? No, I can't really think of any. I try to maintain an open mind. Life's too short to stick to one thing. So do everything that interests you. My biggest fear is having regret when I'm older that I didn't get to do XYZ thing that I've always wanted to do. She gives a lesson of Poppy philosophy. This next bit is where this title for the video comes in. Even during quarantine, she kept on trying new things, learned how to ride a motorbike, wrote some music, we'll see what happens and if it comes out, with Ghostmane, American rapper and Poppy's fiance, and worked on a few top secret projects. Now, this is where it gets interesting. One particularly with her fans in mind, as well as the Poppy.Church website, one of the most devoted ones has been closed down. We are actually working on launching a new Poppy fan experience. That's exciting. It's basically for my fans to gather and for me to talk to them and plan different events and have exclusive merch items and some activities. Devotees, be patient, your goddess's descent is upon. Though the wait may be long and you won't know what's coming, when we asked about her future incarnations, she stays mysterious. You have to wait and see. In the meantime, take some consolation in Poppy's words. I love you and I can't wait until it's legal to perform music again. Us too. Now, I just want to close off this video by talking about that Poppy.Church bit. So I'm going to say something here, and I haven't checked the validity of it or anything, so I don't know if it's true or not. But last I heard, there was still payments and refunds and stuff that needed to be paid out to Poppy.Church people. There was a video made about it by another YouTuber, and I haven't heard anything about it being fulfilled or anything. So before she launches another Poppy fan experience, maybe she should get all that sorted, because that's not going to do her much good. Now, she can say that it's down to Mad Decent or the managers, just whoever they were. I've forgotten who they were now. But yeah, she can say that it's down to them or whatever, but ultimately it's her name on it, and if she wants to successfully launch this, then she should probably get that sorted, in my opinion. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you did enjoy it, leave a like. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you never want to miss an upload. And I shall see you soon for more content. Peace.